These comments made in 2012 by Ted Cruz's father, Pastor Rafael Cruz, about the president. Watch this.
We need to send Barack Obama back to Chicago. I'd like to send him back to Kenya, back to...
What does he mean by that? We need to send Barack Obama back to Kenya.
Three quick points. One is it's clearly a joke. I give a lot of speeches. The Kenya references always kill. Point two...
Send him back to Kenya. What does that mean?
It means nothing. It's a reference to Kenya. People laugh because the birther thing is crazy. And number two...
He's not making a joke because he thinks birther thing's crazy.
It's clearly a joke.
It's clearly not a joke.
I think it's a joke. We'll dispute that. Let me move on. You know who brought up the birther thing? Oh, another reason I think he wasn't picking Hillary. It was Hillary Clinton who first brought up, was he born in Kenya? Who shot it down? My newspaper, Human Events, American Spectator, was never talked about on Fox News. I discussed this in my 3 books back, Demonic. You heard about it every night on MSNBC. There may be a few nuts out there. The conservative media shut it down. And point 3, JFK's father was a Nazi sympathizer. Nobody cares about what somebody's father thinks.
Well, this was leaked to Mother Jones, and Senator Cruz gave the following statement to Mother Jones, a left-leaning magazine. These selective quotes, taken out of context, mischaracterize the substance of Pastor Cruz's message. Like many Americans, he feels America is on the wrong track. Pastor Cruz does not speak for the senator. Well, right, but I don't think he's mischaracterized. He said, send Barack Obama back to Kenya.
I say it's a joke. You refuse to believe it. There are different rules, apparently, for jokes. There are definitely different rules for presidents' fathers.
You can see why somebody making a joke about sending a black man back to Africa could be taken as offensive, potentially.
I would think it would be much more offensive for a president's father to have been a Nazi sympathizer. Why are the rules so different for the Democrats?
We're not talking about something 50 years ago. We're talking about right now somebody who may be the Republican nominee, Ted Cruz. This is his father.
JFK is the most worshipped Democratic president in U.S. history.
He's not going to be the nominee for the Democrats next time because he's been
no
dead
one
for
cared.
50 years. So it's irrelevant to this discussion we're having.
No, it's irrelevant because he's a Democrat.
My point is this. Is there a nasty side to the Tea Party which seeps through with comments like that? Does it represent a mindset?
It's a joke. This is the guy's father.
It's funny, really?
It always kills because it's silly.
Silly? Or do people believe it?
It is only liberals who talk about the birther thing. As I just said, Human Events, American Spectator, National Review, Fox News specifically went and produced the birth certificate within the first year of Obama's presidency. And who started that rumor? The Hillary Clinton campaign. I do not believe the Hillary story.
Don't you? I could believe that.
I mean, look, somebody may have said, oh, let's present this to the president.
But this White House is pretty ruthless. I can quite imagine some of those senior people sitting down and going, you know what, we've got to protect our guy. Let's chuck Biden under the bus. I can imagine them doing it.
I agree that they are ruthless. This, I don't think, would be good strategy.
The chief of staff daily has admitted.
I know, but I don't.
Well, he's admitted it. It was one of his ideas.
Sometimes they put out claims that they're considering someone just to, like, do up the feminists, make them happy. We were thinking of a woman. For one thing, it's always bad to switch your vice president midstream. It looks like you made a mistake. Number two, despite the fact that Biden makes all kinds of crazy gaffes that would be career-ending for a Republican, he actually does have a common man's touch that is generally absent from the Democratic Party.
I think he's very good for Barack Obama. He sort of humanizes it.
No, and for example, when Clinton was president, and, well, you weren't here then, so you may not remember this, but he kept nominating attorney generals, all of whom had nannies they were paying off the books. And Joe Biden was the one who had to go to the White House and explain to Bill and Hillary, most Americans don't have nannies. He's like, you know, the regular touch guy.
What do you make of the Chris Christie stuff in the book? And just to sort of précis it, basically, it looks like Mitt Romney considered him, then didn't consider him, then considered him again, and eventually they're trying to make out that somehow they were concerned about his background and so on, something that Chris Christie vehemently denies, that he supplied all he was asked to supply. Would it have made any difference to Mitt Romney if his running mate had been Chris Christie?
I don't think so, because the reason Romney lost, well, 2 reasons. There was this surprise, enormous vote from elderly black women. They want to keep Obama in the White House, first African-American president. So they're not going to change their vote. They're still coming out. The other one was a deficit of working-class white males in the upper Midwest, the places hit by the auto bailout. I don't think it makes a difference to them that Christie's on the ballot. I also don't believe that. And I think these guys are great reporters, so I'm sorry that I'm disputing both of their first
Game
two
Change
stories.
was pretty well sourced and not really successfully contested. So you've got to say they've obviously got very good sources.
Oh, which reminds me of another reason I don't think they were considering Hillary Clinton. Among the things Bill Clinton said about Obama when Hillary was running against him was to Teddy Kennedy, well, about Barack Obama, well, a few years ago, this guy would have been getting us coffee.
Really?
Yeah, it's in my book.
Yeah, does that mean it's true?
It's in their book. It's from Game Change.
Let me talk about Bill Clinton and Barack Obama for a minute. I mean, it's fascinating, their relationship. They clearly don't really like each other, or haven't done for a long time. Maybe today they've learned to live with each other and actually to benefit from each other, in the sense that Bill Clinton, I guess, having the current president, on his arm is good for business. On Barack Obama's side, is good for politics, good for elections.
I think it's not as friendly a relationship as it seems to be, as that clip from your show apparently pointed out. I think there were a lot of statements like that made. I think Clinton sort of wanted to be, for one thing, the only Democratic president in recent history elected to a second term. And number one, Barack Obama did something Bill Clinton never did, and that's get more than 50% of the American people to vote for.
Also, it got very nasty between Obama and Hillary Clinton, and Bill was right in the middle of all that. So it is his wife, after all. So I can imagine that things were testy.